Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us this evening. You know, I actually had two speeches to go tonight. I had two versions, because I was getting a lot of coaching from many of you in the room about whether to be nice and do the classy, high-end way, or actually do what I really wanted to say about Warren in public. And I had talked myself into the fact that I was actually going to go the highway when, as I was walking into the Waldorf, we came a little early to make sure we ran through it all, and I wasn't sure which room to go to. So I took out my phone, and because I was a couple minutes late, and I called Warren, and as I'm walking, I actually see him 15 feet in front of me. He's not facing me, he's walking away. I see him take out his phone, look at it, see it was me, click, and put it into his pocket. So there is no way I'm going highway today. But it really is a pleasure for me to introduce my good friend Warren. You know, when Warren asked me to introduce him tonight, I jumped at the chance. You see, for those of you that already know Warren, you already know he's got a great sense of humor. He's pretty good at what he does, assuming you know what he does, and is a long and loyal friend to many of you. He's a true leader of the industry, and while he is a humble person, he really is deserving of this honor. That, however, is not really why I jumped at the chance to introduce him. You see, Warren is also a person who is born without a filter. For those of you who spend a lot of time with Warren, we've learned to accept that as part of his charm. Whatever he thinks, he tends to come out straight away. Sometimes that's endearing, and sometimes, well, we all get to play the role of his personal public relations team that opened many a paragraph with what Warren meant to say. And thinking back, that's something that a role I've played for well over 15 years. The great opportunity tonight, though, is that as the honoree, he really does have to play it straight. So I run very little risk tonight that he'll get the chance to share what he really thinks of this introduction. Now, this is the part where I'm supposed to explain to you all that Warren actually does at Aon and in the industry. I asked many of his friends and colleagues how I should answer that simple question. I've never gotten so many emails back with a simple question mark on it. I then thought, okay, let me go to his bio and see what I can find there. 30+ years of experience, many roles of increasing responsibility, hundreds of friends from all over the industry. And I really could have made something of that. But in the end, his bio doesn't really reflect what he really is and who he really is. His greatest gifts and talents don't show up in the listing of accomplishments. As I reflected on it, I realized that Warren and the other nominee tonight, John Doyle, have played a real significant role in many of the key events that have helped shape the industry of our era. Warren was there when the large global firms were created in the late 1990s. He was there on 9/11. For the New York investigations of 2004, for Hurricane Katrina, through the financial crisis, up to today. That's why it's so hard to describe his accomplishments. In short, when our company or the industry faced a crisis that required leadership, Warren has always been there. He's there to help, he's there to guide, and he's there to lead. I realize that certainly for me, the story of my career has Warren in every chapter. Over that time, I've seen him do great things for clients, for colleagues, and for those of us in the broader community. You know, at Aon we have a saying, help a client or help a colleague help a client. Well, Warren defines that credo. And he understands that to be successful in our business, you need to have great talent. And he knows that you don't necessarily only need great talent for today, but you also need to be building the bench for the years to come. Through his work at Aon, I've seen Warren turn those words into action numerous times. He's a natural mentor to many of the people, many in this room of all ages and roles, and he really does it very well. And that fits in well with the mission of the Spencer Educational Foundation, and that's why Warren is so deserving of this special recognition tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, my great friend, Warren Mueller.